we all know, a while ago now, Chevy was unfortunately removed from the Greenville dealership due to copyright reasons. Also, before we do get started with today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 15.3k subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So as you guys can see inside of the dealership here, if we go to filters and then go to Chevlon, you guys can see that there are actually no cars found anymore. Now, although they are still available in people's inventories who owned them before they were removed from the dealership, you can no longer buy them anymore. Now, the sad thing about this is that Chevrolet was one of Greenville's biggest brands in the game, and ever since it's been removed, a lot of players have been requesting for it to be fictionalized. However, we really haven't gotten any real news on it. Now, although brands like Ford have already started being fictionalized, Chevy has been nowhere to be seen. However, as of Greenville's most recent update, if you actually go in the dealership and go into the filters section, and if you scroll down a bit, you will find a new brand that goes by the name Durant, and this brand was not actually seen prior to the update. Now, if you do click on it and you go out of filters, you will see that there are still no cars found. However, this is a new brand, so obviously there wouldn't be any cars yet. And considering that Greenville wouldn't put this there for nothing, that means that this is definitely going to be some sort of fictional car brand coming to the game. And many players have been speculating that this could be the replacement brand for Chevrolet. Now, something that can actually back up these predictions is that if you actually go inside of the Truck Planet building, you will notice a lot of flags that represent different fictional brands in Greenville, such as Bullhorn, Overland, SFP, Reather, Suki, and more. But interestingly, if we go around here, you will actually see two new flags, which is Durant and Durant Racing. And the funny thing is that these have actually replaced the Chevlon and Chevlon Racing flags that we used to see in game. And interestingly, these same flags are actually seen at the brand new dealership, where if you go into this garage at the back of the building, you will actually see another Durant Racing flag, which actually shows that Greenville is still intending this brand to actually be a future brand in the game, as they wouldn't have added it to a new building if it wasn't going to be something added in the future. Now, a way how the name Durant could actually be linked to Chevrolet is that one of the original Chevrolet founders was actually called William C. Durant, which is obviously the same name as the brand that we have in Greenville. Additionally, although this could be completely unrelated, for those of you guys who have played Ultimate Driving before, if you actually go into the brand section, you will see that Durant is actually the fictional brand for Chevrolet in this game, which, although is likely completely unrelated to Greenville possibly making this the new fictional name for Chevrolet as well, is definitely a good sign since other games have also done this. So it's not a totally far-fetched idea to think that this name could be related to the idea of having fictional Chevy cars. And Greenville could definitely be taking inspiration from Ultimate Driving in this naming choice, but honestly, there's no real proof backing that up, and it could be anything, to be honest, and it could even just be down to pure coincidence. Ultimately, not too long ago, Dogon did actually state that he is currently focusing on GM vehicles, mainly as it was the biggest brand in Greenville to be hit, and it is also one of the most requested things to come back into Greenville, as GM covered a wide range of brands, including brands like Cadillac, Buick, Chevrolet, GMC, Holden, and more. So it's very understandable why they'd want to be adding this back so soon, and my best guess is that Chevrolet is probably going to be the first out of those bunch to be fictionalized, which is definitely really cool to hear if all this news is actually true, since Chevrolet is definitely an iconic brand and is also a brand that was extremely loved in this community as well, so the fact that it was removed definitely wasn't the best for the game at all. So it would be kind of a dumb move on Greenville's end if they did take super long to re-add Chevy, and that's why it seems like they're doing it now. And keep in mind, I could be completely wrong on all of this, but considering all the information that we have, this seems to be what's likely going to be the case, as I just don't really know any other brand out there that could actually relate to this as much as Chevy does, and I heavily doubt that Greenville is going to be making their own fictional car brand that's not based on anything at all, sort of like Western Motors, mainly just because that is a lot of work, and also they probably actually want to start replacing cars that were removed as well, sort of what like they've been doing with brands like Koenigsegg and Lamborghini, where they have actually began replacing the models that were removed, unfortunately. So this is even more of a huge hint that Chevrolet could actually be coming back to Greenville under a new brand name. Now, the reason why Greenville might be changing the fictional name from Chevlon to Durant is likely because the name Chevlon and its original logo does actually resemble the real Chevy brand quite a lot, to the point where they could be at risk of getting copyright strike just because of the name and logos alone. And it's probably just best for them as a game to make it different enough to the point where they wouldn't be at risk of that happening. So they are likely just changing it to be safe if that is what's happening. As for those of you guys who don't know what the Chevlon logo looks like, as you guys can see, it does have this sort of cross-looking thing like the real Chevy logo. And even though it is still somewhat different for sure, if Chevy looked at this as well as the name, they'd definitely be able to tell that it is heavily based on their brand, which could definitely cause issues to arise between them and Greenville. Obviously, this might not be the case at all, and I could be completely wrong on this, but that would be my best guess at least. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, we are on the road to 15.3k subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. Also, thank you guys so much for 15.2k subs. I greatly appreciate that. But anyways, if you guys have any questions on this in the comments below, feel free to leave them there. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one.